What's going on, guys? This is a little bit different of a video than I would normally post, and part of me kind of wants to apologize for that in advance, but I feel like we're at a point in this channel. I got enough subscribers to where I want to let y'all in on a little bit of who I am, why I play these games, and kind of what they've done for my life. So the title of the video, Mobile Games Saved My Life, isn't clickbait. It's very true. I struggle with anxiety and depression. It kind of probably stems from my childhood. I had a very, very, very rough childhood. End up later on in life becoming a drug addict and an alcoholic. So I masked all of that stuff with that. Now, when I met my wife, I got clean and sober October 1st, 2007. So this October will be going on 10 years without a drink or a drug. And very pumped up about that. But a few years ago, I was kind of met with, at the time, my life's biggest hurdle, and that was the death of my daughter. We had a little girl that we thought was, perfectly healthy, and about 3 weeks into her life, we thought she had a cold, took her to the hospital, and it turned out that she had something wrong with her heart. I'm not going to go into the medical stuff because it just doesn't matter, but something was wrong with her heart. She spent a week in a baby intensive care unit, and then on a few days before she would have been a month old, 2 days before she would have been a month old, she died. And at that time, definitely the hardest thing I'd ever gone through in my entire life. The depression, the anxiety just went into overdrive. I would feel like I was having a heart attack. My chest would be tight like all of the time. Hard to breathe, basically 24/7. Ended up going to a doctor and getting put on medication and all of that. But it's something that I definitely struggled with. And Marvel Contest of Champions became kind of something that I did as an escape from my life. It was something that I could go to, and if I felt like everything in my life was crap, I could pick up Marvel Contest of Champions. I was good at it, and I could play this mobile video game. And so let's fast forward a little bit later. Last summer, pretty much 1 year ago, at the beginning of July, I made a big mistake, did some stuff that I'm not proud of, and almost lost my family. And Pokemon Go came out at that time. And I just immersed myself into Pokemon Go, into Marvel Contest of Champions, as an escape from everything that was going on. Because of the things I had done, not only was I getting ready to lose my wife and my children, but I also lost my job as a result, because I worked full-time at a church, and the things I'd done didn't look very good in the church's eyes. I lost a lot of my friends. So I kind of found myself in this weird spot where I was completely and utterly alone. I spent most of my time in my house alone. My wife was staying with somebody else because she didn't want to be around me. My kids were staying with someone else. All of my friends kind of disowned me because I let them down. I kind of didn't have anybody. And the people that were there, I didn't want to listen to them because of what they were saying. And the people that I did have were the people in my Marvel Contest of Champions Alliance and strangers that I played Pokemon Go with. And I was in the darkest spot I've ever been in my entire life. I've never been suicidal. I've never thought of that as a way out. But during this time, I knew why people were suicidal. I understood it completely for the first time in my life. Most days I prayed when I went to bed that I just wouldn't wake up the next morning. So I wouldn't have killed myself, but I was perfectly content and okay if God would take me. When I would drive, I would pray that a car would just come and hit me out of nowhere and take me out of this pain that I was in. That's why I say that mobile games saved my life, because if it wasn't for Pokemon Go, and if it wasn't for Marvel Contest of Champions, if it wasn't for those people in my alliance, I don't know if I would have been able to make it out of that rut. My alliance mates listened to me. We talked. We went back and forth. They provided me with help. It was just a nice family to be in as I went through that rough time in my life. And so I kind of say all that for two reasons. Number one, I still struggle with this stuff. Me and my wife are kind of in a better spot in our marriage than we've ever been in our 9 years of being married. And, I'm in a much better place, but there's some days that I wake up and I just struggle. I can't get it together. I can't do things that I love. And when I don't produce videos, a lot of times it's because of that. So, I started a series, 2 Minute Tuesday, and this Tuesday I just couldn't do it. I couldn't be creative. I had nothing inside of me to pour out, and so I just didn't make a video on it. And there will be times where that happens. So that's number one. And number two, if you struggle with this stuff, get help. Find someone to talk to. Find an outlet to put yourself into. If people are making fun of you, or if people are saying negative stuff because you spend so much time playing a mobile video game, screw them. Like, I'm being serious. I couldn't have made it without these outlets. I couldn't have made it without Pokemon Go and without Marvel Contest of Champions. So forget what people say. Find something that you're good at. Find something that makes you happy. Find something that's easy to do and dive into that. Now, don't dive into it unhealthily, because there's a fine line between a coping skill and an unhealthy coping skill. And find someone to talk to. Really, I want to put myself out there that I'm here for you. If this is something you find yourself struggling with, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, I'm here for you guys. And I want to make myself available for that, because I know how crippling and how dangerous of a place that can be, to be in this pit. One of the best analogies that I've heard was on the Philip DeFranco show. And he says, depression is not some dark cloud that's raining on your day. Instead, it is a 1,000-pound wet blanket that is both suffocating and crushing you at the same time. And people that don't struggle with that don't understand. Depression isn't a bad day. It's not, I had a bad day. It's not, like this little dark cloud hovering above your head that just kind of raining on your day. Depression is suffocating. It hurts. It's suffocating and crushing. You feel like that everything in your life is just suffocating and dying. And I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to be crippled by anxiety. I know what it feels like to just be curled up in the fetal position on your bed, unable to move, to hear kids playing in the other room, and to feel like you're a horrible parent because you're not in there with your family because of how, crippling of a state you're in at that moment. But then that feeling of, I'm a horrible parent, I should be in there playing with my kids, but I can't move, doesn't make you get up out of bed and go play with your kids. It forces you to curl up tighter and to feel even more worse about your life and about the state that you're in. I know these feelings all too well, and I'm here for you. If you can't talk to me, find somebody to talk to. If you're struggling with suicide right now, find someone to talk to. There is hope for even the darkest of situations. And I want you guys to know that. I want you to know I love you. I want you to know that you're not alone. And that's it, guys. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.